Welcome back to A Book for My Sister podcast, where we are just two sisters hanging out and talking about books. My name is Cassie.
And my name's Amelia.
And we have a lot of book thoughts, so thanks for joining us today. And we hope you follow along our reading journey by subscribing to our podcast and leaving us some comments on what you're reading right meow.
Right this minute.
Yeah, that's what my boss says. She goes, right meow. I'm like, okay. Amelia, what are you sipping on right now?
Well, today it's going to be boring for listeners of last week's podcast, but I'm drinking the same thing, which is 2 shots of espresso over a little bit of chocolate syrup, and then some whipped cream on top with a little bit of cocoa powder on the top of that. So I just needed something to hit me in the face, and I've also been looking forward to drinking this all week, so I had to make it.
That still sounds so delicious.
I have some interesting coffee stories this week, if we would like to hear them. About more interesting coffee.
Okay.
This week I had a banana bread cold brew from a local coffee shop, and it was really good. It's just their cold brew, but in the cold foam they have made a homemade caramelized banana syrup.
So that sounds so good.
It's really good. It tastes like you're drinking banana bread with some coffee, and it was really good. So, highly recommend if you've got a local coffee shop around you making that, folks.
Sounds fabulous.
It's really good. What are you drinking right now, Cassie?
I am drinking a matcha, a homemade matcha.
Well.
It's okay. It has some of the bourbon vanilla syrup and then a little bit of like oatmeal cookie creamer.
Oh, is that good in matcha?
It's just fine.
That sounds kind of weird.
It's just fine. It's a little watery tasting, honestly.
The creamer?
Yeah.
Or did you put too much water in your matcha?
My drink. I think I probably just put too much water in my matcha. And I use almond milk when I'm at home, so it's like thin already.
Oh. That's yucky.
It's really pretty color in a really pretty glass. So that's
It is a pretty color. It looks like the right color. It doesn't look watery.
It is the right color. Yeah, I don't know.
That's very strange. Well, I'm so sorry.
I'll be okay.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear it. Wouldn't want anything to happen to you based on your matcha.
I'm working through it.
Okay, I'm proud of you.
Thank you for giving me the time and space I needed to get through that.
Of course. We're here. We're all here for you.
That means a lot.
Okay. Okay, everyone. So today, I'm going to tell Cassie about a book that I have read now twice. I just have a lot of different opinions on this book, a lot of different thoughts that I just wanted to share. So there are going to be spoilers ahead unless, I guess, Cassie hears me talking about this book and decides she wants to read it. In which case,
the end.
I guess you just tell me to be quiet and that you want to read it, and I'll stop.
And this will be a really short episode.
Oh my goodness. So there are going to be spoilers for this episode. So today I wanted to talk about a book by Kingfisher called The Twisted Ones. This book was published in 2019. I read it for the first time last year. I can't remember when. Maybe it was in January. It was cold, I think, when I read it. I don't remember. And then I reread it this March for this episode, so I could kind of make sure I remembered what it was about. And I have some different opinions actually when I reread it, because when I first read this book, I was obsessed with it. I was like, this book is so good. And it reminded me of Spiderwick.
Spiderwick,
but Spiderwick for adults. Did you ever read the Spiderwick books?
I did not.
No, I didn't think so.
Okay.
I just wasn't sure.
Didn't think so.
Okay. So it reminded me a lot of...
Nelly Furtado?
No, I know the song that you're singing. I just don't know what it has to do with...
Well, whenever I say, didn't think so, I say it like that.
Did she say that in the song? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, there you go. No, a little bit of an old reference there.
Little oldie.
But it still reminds me of Spiderwick, but not as much. I think it's just because when I first read it, I was so hyped that it sounded like Spiderwick to me because I love Spiderwick. But I don't want to reread Spiderwick because it's like for children. And I just don't know that I feel like reading like books that look like they're 30 pages right now in my life. So, but it's like I went through like my T. Kingfisher phase where I read like 3 of her books in like 2 weeks. And I was like, oh my God, this is like all like Spiderwick for adults. We'll get into the other ones that I read briefly. But the Twisted Ones, our main character is Mouse, who's like this woman in her 30s. She's got a remote job as like an editor or something. So like jealous. And she has a dog named Bongo. And this is important. The dog is a main character as well. So her dad calls her after her grandmother dies. And her grandmother was like this horrible, mean lady that nobody liked. And she is living in this nursing home because her dad, or Mouse's dad, had to move his mom out of her like cluttered hoarder house into a nursing home. And then she died at the beginning of this book in the nursing home. And Mouse did not have a relationship with her. She like hated her. She was so mean. And her dad is like, listen, can you go down? The house is in a rural, like North Carolina hill country situation. And so he was like, can you go down there and clean out the house because it's a hoarder mess? And her dad has like health problems. He does tell her, he's like, listen, it's totally fine. If you don't want to go do that, it's fine. I just don't know what's in there, if there's anything of value in there. And if you're doing it, if you're like cleaning it up and you feel like there's nothing worth saving, let me know and I'll literally I'll like pay to like bulldoze the house.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, pay a service to just put everything in trash bags. But my friend, she was cleaning out she was helping clean out her boyfriend's grandma's house after she passed. And she found a vintage Louis Vuitton. Oh my God. So you never know. And she also gave me a beautiful set of china.
What?
Real china.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So you never know what you might find.
That's like estate sale type stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But this lady was a hoarder, so like probably not that.
Probably not that.
So Mouse is like, sure, I will go, because she has this weird relationship with her family that she goes. The character, it's very like, it's told from her first person. And it's like she's talking to you. It's like she's breaking the fourth wall. It's like she is almost writing this down, talking to someone. It's like she's writing a letter. And it's very like, she's like, you're probably thinking X. And like, so there is that. And at first I kind of found that endearing. But then the second time I read it, I was like, Jesus, okay, we get it. You're a silly, quirky girl. Like, all right.
Your name is Mouse.
Yeah, you're a 30-year-old woman whose name is Mouse. I hear you. So she's got this relationship with her dad where they're I guess it sounds like they're very close, and also it sounds like they're not that close. So I'm like, okay, are you close or are you not? But where basically they never ask each other for anything, which means that when her family asks her for something, she feels compelled to say yes. She's like, whatever. She'll always say yes. And I'm like, okay, well maybe you need to like go to therapy. Like that sounds untenable, but okay. And her mom died when she was little, so I think that also is like, she just has a really close relationship with some of her family. So she goes to North Carolina, and the house is indeed full of stuff, and her grandmother was in fact a hoarder. There's like paper everywhere, and just like old like newspapers, like boxes and boxes of old stuff. One of the rooms in the house has like a bunch of dolls everywhere. Like those creepy ones. Yeah. And so when she gets there, she's like, okay, where can I put my stuff? And like, where am I going to sleep? She was like, I guess I could just sleep on the floor. But then she finds this room that has less stuff in it. And it appears to have been her step-grandfather's, because her, I guess, biological grandfather died or something. I don't know. And then her grandmother married her step-grandfather, this other guy. And they didn't sleep in the same room, so she found his room. And he died like 20 years before this. And so it's like an empty abandoned bedroom of like 20 years, basically, which is creepy. So she's like, oh, well, there's a bed in here, and there's, like, this'll do. There's like less stuff. This is fine. And so she's like, I'll just sleep in here and I'll put my stuff in here. And so then she's like cleaning and, she's like going through everything. And when she's cleaning up in his room, she finds a journal that he had been writing about, quote unquote, white people in the woods and the twisted ones.
Okay. Scary.
So what it is when you're first reading.
A white man?
No! What did security do about it? Typical! But that is apparently like an old. This story is based on an actual like folk tale, like Welsh folk tale or something. That the author read, and for some, like, there's like creepy little people in the woods, and they're called like white people or something. So that's what that is. And so she's like reading this journal, and she's like, is he like losing his mind in this journal? Like, what is going on? And so she's just like reading it over the next couple of days when she's taking a break from cleaning, and it's a pretty disconcerting thing, and she thinks that he's just like losing his mind. We also get a lot of commentary about her dog's farting and peeing habits, which at first I was like,
Gross.
Whatever. And then the second time I was like, okay, the first time I hear you say that you have a gassy dog, I don't need to hear you say it like 3 more times. Except that she doesn't say it.
I had a gassy dog. Oh my god, I'd be pissed.
Except that she doesn't say it 3 times. She says it like 10 times. And this isn't That's like weird. A skinny book. So I'm like, why are we receiving this information more than one time? She is very, like, her dog is like her only friend almost. Like, they're very close. And so it's like, she's got her best friend with her basically. But I'm also like, I don't need all these details about your dog. Yeah. She also noticed.
'Cause imagine if that dog was a person, and then you'd be describing how your friend is really farty.
That would be something I wouldn't want to read.
Don't do it about your dog.
Would your dog be upset that you're releasing this information about him, sharing this information with people? So she's going back and forth from town to the house because she's got to go get supplies to like pry things open and take things outside and throw things away. So she's like meeting the locals and like whatever, they're recognizing her. She goes to this coffee shop, which I thought originally was going to be some sort of gay romance subplot because she like, it almost seems like she wants to flirt with the barista at the coffee shop, but then nothing ever comes of that. And you're like, okay, well, I thought there was going to be some sort of gay romance happening in this spooky book, but nothing happened. So, but she's getting to know people in the town, whatever. So while she's cleaning up and like sleeping there, she notices that there's deer that come and go in the woods, and Bongo the dog barks at them every night. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's just some deer, whatever. She also makes acquaintances with the hippie commune across the street. It's 3 people that, they seem very nice. It's an old lady, an old dude, and a young guy. So they all live in this hippie commune.
Descriptive.
So the hippie lady is really the one that we see the most. And so they have her for dinner and stuff because she's just like eating Wendy's every night, basically. So then one day she takes Bongo for a walk in the woods, like surrounding the house because there's woods. It's like in the woods, it's like hill country in the woods, whatever. So she takes Bongo for a walk in the woods, and then she's like, da, 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 and then she looks up at a tree and she sees an effigy hanging from a tree. So imagine the body of a deer, but with an upside down cow skull for a head with wind chimes and rocks hanging from it. Imagine you're walking in the woods and you see that. That would be pretty terrifying.
I would literally be like, I'm about to be sacrificed.
I know. So
an effigy is just what, like a...
I don't know the definition of an effigy. It's just like I think it's just you combine a bunch of things to like, let me see. Okay, I'm not going to read that.
Like a sculpture but like
or a model.
Like a dedication. I don't know.
Yeah, like a dedication. Don't you remember in Parks and Rec when Ron Swanson talks about making an ex-wife effigy? When he burns it. It's an image or representation, especially of a person.
Okay.
But this is just a deer. So it's,
but this is a deer.
This is a sculpture or a statue. Yeah, so it's pretty scary. So imagine seeing that in the woods. Scary. That would be absolutely terrifying. And you're surrounded by woods.
I would be so scared.
There's nobody anywhere, and it's just you and your dog, and you're like, oh my god. So then she's like, ah, and so then she leaves and she goes to the coffee shop and she like tells the barista the problem, and the barista's like, well, there's a cop that comes in like 30 minutes usually, so why don't you talk to the cop? And so she's like talking to the cop or whatever, and then they go back into the woods and she tries to show him where it is and it's not there anymore, and she's like, I swear to God it was there. And he's like, okay.
Oh, right. Women.
Right. So
probably what the cop said.
From there, it only gets spookier. So that night, she's woken up by a sound. She thinks it's the deer. And she kind of like looks over quietly. She doesn't like get up or anything. She just like looks at the window and she sees the cow skull pressed up against the window.
No. Hell no.
Staring into the room.
Oh my God.
And she stays silent, and she thinks that it can't. She thinks it's looking for her. Because it's kind of like, looks like it's like looking for her in the room. And so she's like quiet.
Sick.
And it goes away. And then after it leaves, she like goes and hides in the closet. And she sleeps in the closet for the night. Because, I mean, I would certainly do that also. It sounds pretty terrifying. So she's like, wow, this is really terrifying. But I'm really interested in my step-grandfather's journal. And I kind of want to finish reading it, and I kind of want to see if there's anything around here that can help me with that, which I would be, listen, if I saw an effigy, I would be like, sorry, I'm leaving. I value my life. Goodbye. But
yeah, I'd be like, I got what I could out. Let's just
bulldoze it. There's nothing here. So then they go for a walk, whatever, 2 days after. And Bongo they're walking, and he ends up finding this like tunnel structure made from old trees. And they walk through it, and there's a cliff. And Mouse is like, well, hold on. There's no cliffs around here. This is like...
Now, hold on.
This is not... We're not in an area where there should be a cliff. This is just like, grass and hills and trees. There's no cliffs anywhere. Yeah. And so she's like walking around in this area that she went through the tunnel. And she's walking around in the area past the tunnel. And it's very strange. She feels like the air is different. And there are she's looking at rocks, and the rocks are like swirling. And she's like, oh, like these twisty little rocks. And then she starts like in her brain thinking of all the phrases from her step-grandfather's book about like twisted people. And like there are some phrases that he keeps repeating, and her brain starts thinking of those. And she's like, what's going on? So she does manage to leave. And then she talks with her hippie neighbors about these things. And they're like, yeah, it's the South. It's spooky over here. It's hill country. And we have holler people. And that's just the way it is. I wouldn't be surprised if you did see something spooky. And she's like, okay. So
thanks, guys.
Then she's like, I think I'm done. And so she calls her dad. And she's like, call a bulldozer. Level the house. I'm not doing this. And then as she's starting to pack up her truck, Bongo goes missing. And
Bongo!
She's like, well, I can't leave him because he's my child / best friend / dog. So I got to stay and find him. So one of the hippie neighbors, her name is Foxy. She's the older lady. She's like a whimsical punk rock lady. She is like, well, I'm going to stay in the house with you, and I am going to, help you find your dog or whatever. So she stays at the house with Mouse the first night, and Mouse shows her the journal that her grandfather wrote. And Foxy's like, what's going on here? And so then they sleep, and then they keep seeing the little cowhead deer walking around at night outside, and it's pretty scary. And then the next night, the hippie dudes sleep in the house with them because they're like, are you guys okay? Are you well? Like, what's going on here? And so, and then they all see the spooky things. So yeah, I'll stop the summary here so that I won't give away the
that sounds
ending.
Really spooky.
It is pretty, it is honestly, the first time I read it, I was like, this is so terrifying. Like, it was really creepy. It was really unsettling, imagining like skulls chasing you around.
Yeah.
It's pretty creepy. But then the second time I read it, I mean, obviously when you read something kind of scary, the second time you read it, it's not going to be as scary because you know what's going to happen. But it was like, the second time I read it, I was like, this is a deeply unserious book, which is fine.
Oh.
I don't know. The second time I read it, I think I was also just more annoyed with Mouse's commentary because she is giving, on top of like the dog farts and the like talking to you, she's also just giving commentary the whole time. And like after the halfway point of the book, every other page, she says that she's on the verge of laughing hysterically so she doesn't cry or scream. Like literally she says that, or a version of that, Dang. Like on every other page. And it's like, okay.
I feel that though.
Like I hear you, but also like you're in like a life or death scary situation at the end of this book. And you're here being like, tee, you're probably wondering how I'm doing right now. And I'm like, actually, how about you just tell me how you're doing?
You're probably wondering
instead of
how we
doing this
here.
Like silly goose Wattpad millennial writer situation. Like, okay, calm down. It's just, it came to be a lot. And I was like, okay, like, all right. I wouldn't say that it's not good. I think that people should read it, but don't read it more than once. Just read it one time.
Will do.
And there's just a lot of other commentary in the book like that. And the author, it doesn't seem like she has tried to come up with different ways to say the same thing. So you're just like reading the same phrases over and over again. And it's just kind of annoying. But it is very Spiderwicky. You know, she's in a creepy old house. There are spooky things in the woods. And when I first read it, I really liked to read something that reminded me of Spiderwick. Because I was just a little Spiderwick obsessed child. I didn't own the original set of the books because I just got those from the library. But we had the field guide. Remember that field guide?
Loved
the field guide. I had all of the Beyond the Spiderwick Chronicles books, which is like Spiderwick Part 2, basically. And then I had do you remember a little field journal where you could draw the little creature and you could write about it?
Do you remember that? So.
I had that. So I was obsessed with Spiderwick, and so I was like, wow, I really like this, like Spiderwick for adults situation that kind of brings me back to when I was reading Spiderwick. So then after I read the Twisted Ones, I read 2 other T. Kingfisher books. I read The Hollow Places, and I read A House with Good Bones. I would say if you read the Twisted Ones and you like it, you can read The Hollow Places. I think you maybe should if you want to feel the same way, because the book is basically almost the same. It's basically the exact same book. The character is the same. Instead of a dog, there's a cat. Instead of an old hippie lady, it's a gay coffee shop owner. So, it's good. The Hollow Places is spooky and it's scary in a different way. Like, it is scary. But I think you have to like the Twisted Ones in order to like the Hollow Places, because they're the same. A House with Good Bones, I wouldn't even bother reading that book. It's not good. The main character is also the same. It feels like T. Kingfisher writes these like author insert main characters because they're like all the same. And I don't know if that's what she's doing, but the main character is exactly the same in every single one. The commentary is the same. The vibe is the same. So I wouldn't even bother reading that book, because honestly, it's about like how scary ladybugs are or something. Like it's really not that scary. Okay. It's not very good. So yeah, I mean, definitely read the Twisted Ones if you want something kind of Spiderwicky, and also I would read The Hollow Places. I would just read both of them like back to back, and then you can be like, all right, that was so my fun little Spiderwick kick for now. That's what I would recommend doing. Cassie, do you have any books that you would like to share with us today?
Well, let me add my commentary on the Twisted Ones.
Okay,
it sounds good. It was good. I'm glad you didn't spoil it, because I'm kind of interested in.
Well, you should read it.
Because I like creepy like things like that. I don't.
And it's not like so scary that you're not gonna be able to sleep, but it's perfectly scary for a little daytime read for sure.
No, and I relate to Mouse, because I was awoken this morning at 3 a.m. I literally shot up in bed and I was like, what? And it's because I heard such loud banging in the attic.
Oh.
So we have a raccoon, I fear.
Oh, no.
And it was so loud. Junie was freaking out.
Did it press its face against your window?
Yeah. No, but I literally, because, it was 3 a.m. and I was like half asleep, and it was dark and spooky and scary. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh my God, it has rabies, and it's going to come down and it's going to bite me. Right. It didn't. Because, yeah, then it woke me up again at like 7:45 a.m. And that's when I took the video. Because I was like, it's light out. Why is it still? I was like, that's why it has rabies. Because it's active during the day. And it literally sounded so insane. I'll have to send you.
You don't hear it now, though.
It was no.
Well,
okay, yeah,
no,
I don't hear it now. But yeah, it was making the weirdest sound, so I sent it to my friend.
Like a little growling sound, or what do you mean it's making a weird sound?
Like maybe I can get the sound on my microphone.
Do
because it's like a wheeze hiss sound.
Ew, maybe it's injured.
I don't know. It was running around, so it was really active towards the end of this video. Let me see. Oh. Do it again. I'm playing it. Did you? Okay, that was me. Oh, well, I did it. It made it several times. I don't know if you were able to hear it, but.
Were you playing the sound? Oh, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I'm playing it into your microphone.
Oh, well, maybe it'll hear it. It might, in the recording.
If it picks up. But yeah, it was like I can't even recreate the sound. It was so weird, and I'd never heard a raccoon do that. So I sent it to my friend who works at a wildlife reservation, and I said, "What is this animal?"
Help me. Well, y'all have to put in a work order. Y'all need to put in a work order.
We will.
That is very spooky.
Yeah, no, it was very, very spooky, and Junie was not happy. No. So yeah, I relate to Mouse because
being woken up
very creeped out. Yeah, I felt very creeped out. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Yeah, well, you should read it.
For me, okay, maybe I will.
Okay.
I'm still reading Northwoods because I think I mentioned.
Well, didn't you just start it? I mean, yeah, you kind of just started it.
Yeah, I just started it, but. It's funny because the person who's living in the house right now in the woods, he's so weird.
Oh.
He is obsessed with apples.
Okay. Is he a horse?
No. Oh. No. Yeah. So like he literally just like had a vision that he was going to grow apple orchards.
Oh.
And he was so obsessed with it, he was like going on trips to find the best apple. And like his sister thought that he needed to be like in a mental institution. Like she was like, let's get a doctor. This guy's crazy. And he's like, I'm not crazy. I just love apples. Okay. And this is probably in the 1700s.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's just so it's literally now it's like he's writing. It's like the book is like he's writing in his journal about his orchard. And so each like little not chapter, but each little paragraph is labeled. So like this one's on the growth of my orchard, on our removal to the country. And it's just so funny.
Is it Johnny Appleseed? Sounds like Johnny Appleseed.
Bro, is it Johnny Appleseed? I never even thought about that.
How could you not think about Johnny Appleseed?
Oh my god, it might be Johnny.
It could be. Appleseed. Is he wearing a pot on his head?
It didn't say that.
No. Maybe he wouldn't want people to know.
Probably not. He's keeping it a secret. This everyone. So he started, selling his apples to the nearby town.
His wares.
And everyone was like, yeah. And everyone was like, dude, these are the best apples we've ever had. And he was like, I know.
What kind of apples are they?
It doesn't say exactly what kind.
Okay.
And because they're naming it. They had a whole paragraph of them naming it. And they named it. Oh no, he's not Johnny Appleseed because his last name is Osgood.
I don't know that Johnny Appleseed's original last name was Appleseed. Johnny
well, you don't know that.
Appleseed.
Yeah, so they named the apple
his name
Osgood
was John
Wonder. Okay, so not Osgood.
But
so
he was alive in the 1700s. I bet this character is based on Johnny Appleseed.
Maybe, yeah, it probably is. But yeah, so they were like, dude, your apple's so good. And then this one farmer was like, hey man, like let me get some cuttings of your apple. And he's like, no, dude. And so once he snuck on his property and got some and then tried to plant it in his own yard. But they won't grow in his yard. They only grow in Osgood's yard. And so they were like, Osgood was like talking loudly in town and he was like, my fertilizing secret, so this guy would overhear it. And it was he said his fertilization secret was to poop in his yard.
Oh my god.
So he said
he got that guy to poop in his yard.
So this sentence said, so it's like, which is why to this day, if you're passing by the Flood property, that's the name of the guy, the Flood property on a morning, and you look into his apple orchard, you will see the diligent farmer, his wife, their 3 daughters, and their grandchildren, all squatting, red-faced and bare-bottom, at the base of the accursed apple tree, thinking this will be the shit that brings them fame at last.
Oh my God.
This guy is crazy.
Okay.
This guy is crazy.
Not at all what I thought you were going to say, but okay.
Yeah, no, this man, he's out of his damn mind. But yeah, he just loves
apples.
He just loves the apple.
Good for him.
Cuz yeah, he talks about this one paragraph's called On Bachelorhood. And he's like, people have asked me, why don't I have a wife? It's like, dude, I don't know who's asking you that. But he was married before and they both died. And he said, I would rather just hang out with my apples. And yeah, so he just loves his apples.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, and then, at one point he's talking about, like Helen of Troy and Heracles, and like he's talking about Greek myths and everything. And he said, in this version, Paris chooses the apple.
Okay.
Yeah. So, he chose Helen in the original story. Yeah, because he was telling the story to his kids, and the kids were, and he was like, "Who did he choose, guys?" And the girls were like, "Helen, he chose Helen." But he said, "Wrong." In this version, apple. Paris chooses the apple. This man's insane. Okay. So yeah, that's where I'm at in my book right now.
Oh my God. Well, that sounds absolutely delightful.
It is.
Oh my God.
It's very funny.
I'm so happy for you. But I just started reading like 2 weeks ago. I've been reading Beware the Tall Grass, which is a war book. I think I told you. Beware.
Yep.
It's the one but from the Vietnam soldier's point of view, and then the baby that was the reincarnated Vietnam soldier. So it's kind of depressing and weird. Right. But maybe that will be good. I don't know. We'll see. I had to stop because I read Atomic Family, which I talked about a couple episodes ago that I was going to read it, and so I finished it in like 2 days, and it's the first book that I have started and finished in that amount of time in a really long time. So it was good. But it was really depressing, and it was sort of like a Cold War book, and then I started reading this Vietnam book, and I'm like, this is a bummer. You need a break. Yeah, so I stopped reading it for a little bit so that I could play Animal Crossing instead of read.
Oh, that's so great.
So I'm almost done. I'm almost. The goal of the game is to get this musician to come and perform on your island, but you have to make the island nice enough so that people come to it, so that the musician will want to come to perform at your island. So I'm almost there.
That's great.
I just finished building all the houses that I needed to build.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I played the app version on my phone in high school when it was popular, but that's about it.
I think that the app is really nothing like the actual game.
Oh yeah,
I didn't play the
app.
It's
because it has to be compatible for a phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On my Switch.
Fishing and harvesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, fishing. Yeah. I mean, I do fish. You can also scuba dive. You can like jump into the water and like grab stuff that's under the water.
Wow.
And I have a little museum on my island from when I collect fish and bugs and stuff, and you take it and fossils. You can dig up fossils from like dinosaur bones, and you have your little museum going with all those things in it. It's pretty cute. Anyway,
how nice.
Anyway. But if you're a Moomin Troll head like me, and you I played this Moomin Troll Snufkin game on my Switch last year, and it was really cute. And then this month at the end of April, the same company is releasing a game about Moomin Troll, like the main little Moomin guy.
Sure, yeah.
And it's like a winter. I don't know why it's winter and it's coming out in April, but it's cute. It looks cute, and it comes out at the end of April. So if you're a Moomin head gamer like me, beware
She's such a gamer.
If that's your vibe, the Moomin Troll Winter's Warmth game comes out at the end of the month, so keep an eye out for that.
Yay. Very exciting.
So excited. Oh, man. Anyway, okay, Cassie, do you have anything else that you would like to add?
No, I do not.
Well, guys, thanks for listening to this little episode where I told Cassie about a book that I like. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at A Book for My Sister podcast. Our April episodes are going to be super fun, so make sure that you tune back in for that. So yeah, check that out and make sure to subscribe and subscribe to the pod and
subscribe to the channel.
Oh boy, okay. Keep on yapping and reading. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Are you humming? What are you doing?
I don't. Yeah, I was singing. Da, 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 da. I don't.
Da, 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 da,
I don't. Yeah.